Okay, let's do some targeting for the cat niche. And this is going to be very straightforward. We're going to go ahead and look at our cheat sheet PDF. And we're going to look and ask ourselves the question, are there associations and groups for cats? Well, absolutely, right? We're talking about rescue groups and things like that. Are there fields of study? No, not so much. Brands, yes. All right, brands, we're going to have food brands and maybe treat brands and even toy brands, really. Equipment, this would be in the general sense, like cat toys, cat food, etc. Types of cats, of course, like breeds. Events, in terms of cat shows, we may be able to find those. TV movies, absolutely. Something like Jackson Galaxy and some other cat guys. Fan pages, without a doubt, right? That's going to be huge. Websites, same thing. Job titles, not so much. Celebrities, yes. Cat celebrities, right? Things like Grumpy Cat, Nyan Cat. Stores, yes. This would be like pet food stores. Magazines and Broad, of course. Broad is always there. So we can get started a couple different ways. Typically, I'd like to go and find the easiest one to start with. And for me, I just typically like looking for magazines. So I'll go to Google, and I'll go to cat magazines. And we're just going to simply take a look at some of the imagery here for the different magazines. We have Cat Fancy, Your Cat, Modern Cat, The Cat, Natural Cat, Maine Coons. We'll see if we can find these magazines inside of Facebook, and it's really as easy as just typing in a couple of them. Let's go with Your Cat and Cat Fancy. So Your Cat magazine, Cat Fancy. Okay, so Cat Fancy isn't in there. Let's look at some suggestions and see what's coming up here. So as you can see right in the suggestion box, we have a ton of them. Actually, here's Cat Fancy, wasn't coming up before. But we're going to literally add all of the cat magazines that we see on here. And we always want to keep our eyes open, because what do we see on our screen? Well, we see I Heart Cats, we see Cat Planet, Catnip Times is another magazine. But other things that we're seeing on here are other pages, right? Or other, interest groups. iHeartCats.com, well, maybe if we didn't know what that was, we can just go to iHeartCats.com and take a look. And we'll see that this is a store, right? Custom jewelry, fashion tanks, etc. So we have this over here, and I Heart Cats. We put this in the stores, and we'll save that for later. iHeartCats.com. Okay, same thing with Cat Planet, right? We see that on the recommendation. We're going to take a look and see what that is. Cat Planet fan page. Okay, so we'll have this over here, fan page, Cat Planet. See if there's any other suggestions in here for magazines. Right, all these other ones are going to be fan page, potentially a website or a group or association. Here's another store, Meowingtons. Okay, so it looks like we got all the magazines. Let's just take another look. Right, here's some rescues. Right, so we can come over here, Black Cat Rescue. Okay. Okay, so we got all the magazines. We're at 1.1 million, and what we need to do is intersect to get down to our sweet spot, 75 to 500,000. So we're gonna look for the biggest one in size. It's Cat Fancy at 1.444 million. Take it out of the first box, create our intersect box, and add it into the next box, which shrinks our audience all the way down to 35,000. That's a little bit too small. We're gonna want to undo this intersect and put it back over here. See if there's any other ones that we may be able to intersect. Let's try Modern Cat Magazine. So remove that from the first box, add that to its own box, and that will shrink us down to 72,000. So that's a little bit better, just outside our sweet spot. So I'm good to use this, right? We want to be between 75 and 500,000. I'm not going to nickel and dime. We're close enough here. And this is a great audience. Basically, people who have to like at least 2 different cat magazines, right? And we're talking about marketing 101, matching the product up with the right customer. Well, if you can show and add to an audience of people that like more than one of any specific interest group, well, that's way more powerful than any individual interest. So here's a really good one to test as one interest group. So I'll X out of here, and we can actually just leverage our notepad because we saw a ton of great recommendations. For example, Black Cat Rescue. Why don't we just go ahead and build a rescue group? So we'll go ahead and put Black Cat Rescue, and immediately we see all of these suggestions for other rescues. And we're going to add all of them, right? Sanctuaries, rescues, adoption shelters, right? Anything that has to do with cat rescues, we're going to add here. So there's a lot of them. We're going to add them all. So I'm just literally clicking through all here until we get through all the shelters, sanctuaries, rescues, welfare. Okay, looks like we've got all these. Welfare, cat association. So actually I see other things here too, right? We have rescue groups, right? Rescue shelters, etc. for groups associations. But we also have associations. So we have rescue as one and associations as another. So we can come back to that, the International Cat Association, American Cat Fanciers Association, right? So we'll be able to have those as well. Let's see if there's any other rescues in here. Adopt a Cat Foundation, Cat Welfare Society. Looks like that's it for rescue. Yep. So we're at 1 million in size. Need to look for the biggest one to intersect down. We got a 462 up there, 1.2 million on blind cat rescue. Okay, looks like that's the biggest one. Yeah. So blind cat rescue, 1.2 million in size. Taking it out of the first box and clicking arrow audience and then bringing it into our next intersect box. And what was blind cat? A little bit of Facebook being weird today. Okay, narrow audience and see if this one. So Facebook's just acting a little weird right now. So let me add that one back in. And let me add a box. Let me see if I could add anything. There we go. So sometimes Facebook's just a little bit weird, as you know. And this gets us down from over 1 million into our sweet spot between 75 and 500,000, 410,000. So these people have to like at least 2 different cat rescue. Oh, we gotta remove that. There we go, 190,000. Okay, what happened is I didn't remove blind cat rescue from up here, so the intersect didn't really do anything. Now that I've removed it, we're at 190,000 people that like blind cat rescue, sanctuary, and at least one other different cat rescue. Okay. So here's another great interest group for you, and again, obviously people that like 2 rescue groups are going to be more valuable than even the most valuable one rescue. So that's why you want to always intersect if you can. So let's do another example, and we can go back to our cheat sheet PDF, or we can come to do things that we've already seen just to kind of make things move. We saw these associations. I'm not going to build those out. It's going to be very similar to the rescue groups that we did. How about some stores, right? We saw some stores out there, I Heart Cats, Meowingtons, right? We saw both of those, so we can go ahead and add those. We'll probably get some good recommendations as soon as we do it. Okay. And I'm not seeing any great ones here, so let's go ahead and add another store that we had found. So again, just more weirdness with Facebook, so we have to hopefully force that those cat stores will come up here. Okay. So this one's not working too well for us today, so let's go ahead and build the fan page group. And here's a real easy trick for fan pages. I literally just go in and type the word love and then the niche. So love cats. We should get good recommendations over there. And as you can see, there's tons of fan pages that have the word love in there. There's also fan pages that don't have it. And again, you want to have any excuse to build more interest groups. So I'm actually going to split the fan page group as well. I'm going to have number 1 being fan pages with the word love or like. Okay, and number 2, all other fan pages. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. You just want to have as many interest groups as possible. So anything that has love or like, I'm going to be putting into this interest group. And you know, the only reason that this is right is because that's how I'm categorizing it. Again, you can categorize it in any way that you want. Okay, I love fat cats. You can put that in there. Any other love or like. Love cat, kitty love. So all these other fan pages, for sure. Oops, I think that's it. Cat Lovers Day. It's probably an event. All these other fan pages that are on here, we're going to definitely use them, but we'll put them into a different interest group. Okay. So we have Cat Lovers. This is the biggest one at 3.9 million. Taking it out of the first box and adding it into that second intersect box, shrinking us down right into our sweet spot again, 75 to 500,000. So we're right there at 180,000, and this is one of our two fan page interest groups. So let's do a quick count. I gave you those three. Let's count overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We did see that. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wasn't able to build this today, but I think it's just a Facebook error. So 14, 15, and then of course broad. So healthy niche. You should have at least 10 interest groups in the cat niche. 10 to 15 sounds like a good number. Definitely test all of those out, and these are obviously a very nice representation of a pretty healthy and passionate niche. So you should have some good success with these interest groups. Go ahead and build them all out and get to testing, and I hope this was helpful for you.